brief historical statement with an explanation of the key mottos and signs of the society will be given by the historian from the chapter, Professor Carmen.
Before I give you a brief historical, no society has a monopoly of merit or talent. Among college graduates, there are hundreds of eminent men and women who were not chosen to Phi Beta Kappa in their student days. And among members of the society, there are those whose careers have not fulfilled an earlier promise. Instances of both sorts will suggest to initiates the virtues of humility and continued effort. A college president once addressed a group of new members in these words: "The honor conferred on you today is one that will be included in any future summaries of your careers. See to it that it shall not be the only honor by which you are." On December 5, 1776, a group of young men, students of the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia, meeting in the Apollo Room of the Raleigh Tavern, formed the Society of Phi Beta Kappa. At the outset, there was no thought of a society without social intercourse, of a fraternity without fraternizing, of a union based on achievement rather than on intimate personal association. Indeed, this is the first society to have a Greek letter name. In its initial period at William and Mary introduced, that's the problem with operating from the text. The first society to have a Greek letter name, in its initial period at William and Mary introduced the essential characteristics of such societies: an oath of secrecy, a badge, mottos in Latin and Greek, a code of laws, an elaborate form of initiation, a seal, and a special handshake. Regular meetings were held at which chief attention was given to literary exercises, especially to composition and debating. The sorts of festivities with which we are engaged today echo this early tradition of literary endeavor. Of lively debate in Virginia, northern branches were established in London and Dartmouth in 1787, which ensured the perpetuation and propagation of the society when the parent chapter of William and Mary became inactive. Benedict Arnold's arrival at Richmond leading British troops had made clear that danger was imminent and regular college exercises could not be continued. In 1789, a group at what was then called Rhode Island College, which you will remember is the original name of Brown University, made application for a charter. Although favored at New Haven and at Hanover, the application was refused a year later because of the objections raised by the chapter at Cambridge. The reason given by the young gentleman from Massachusetts was that the standards at Brown were too, and I quote, low. The college had admitted as sophomores, and it has this delicious spelling in the Harvard notes, Sophimores. The college in Providence had admitted as sophomores persons who would not rank as freshmen at Cambridge. The same individuals felt it was necessary to safeguard the dignity of the society at large and not betray the fraternal interest. Having thus frowned upon a proposal which they thought might imperil the prestige of the fraternity, the gentlemen from Cambridge, as their own record again puts it, repaired to the house of entertainment, where they partook of a rich collation, circulating the social glass, free from the sediment of care, and having smoked the calumet of peace and philanthropy, took an affectionate party. In the years that followed, the Alpha of New York was founded upon an artful application from Francis Whalen, Brown's fourth president, an alumnus of Union and a member of Phi Beta Kappa there, the seventh, and at that time the sixth active branch of Phi Beta Kappa was established, the Alpha of Rhode Island. Subsequent chapters in any one state were, and are to this day, designated by successive letters of the Greek alphabet. The Brown chapter was the last to be founded while Phi Beta Kappa was a secret society. 2 years later, at our annual meeting secrecy was repealed, save that there was to be no revelation of any votes or discussions with respect to the qualifications of candidates for election to the society. Such an injunction, some might argue, is of special significance for this alpha, employs undergraduate electors. Those students, elected as juniors, with the assistance of the faculty secretary, elect other members in their class and juniors in the class upcoming. These electors may elect to membership no more than 1/3 of any one class. Their votes must be unanimous, and any objector is, as in the beginning, required to assign his, now also her, reasons for objecting. It is also worth noting that otherwise eligible members can only be excluded from membership for intellectual dishonesty, which, as a former president of the Alpha was fond of saying, is the only sin in the lexicon of Phi Beta Kappa. After the Women's College at Brown University, later to be called Pembroke College, was established in 1891, the question was raised about whether women should be admitted as members of the Alpha. Women had already been made eligible for election to the chapters in 3 coeducational institutions: the Alpha of Vermont at the University of Vermont, the Gamma of Connecticut at Wesleyan, and the Theta of New York at Cornell. At Brown, the matter was somewhat different. Everything at Brown is somewhat different. The 2 institutions on College Hill were always coordinate, not coeducational. For other situations where separate colleges for women were established in connection with men's colleges, the Alpha of Rhode Island pointed the way to a solution. At the annual meeting of 1898, a committee of 3, which included Brown's 8th president, Elisha Benjamin Andrews, reported that as Brown University now admits women to the usual academic degrees, we see no reason why they should be excluded from membership in the Phi Beta Kappa Society, provided high scholarship continues to be the condition of admission. This resolution led to the creation of a special section of the Rhode Island Alpha for the Women's College. Thus, in 1900, Brown women were finally presented for election to the Alpha, albeit with the explicit provision that the women elected, quote, shall be only such as have manifested a scholarship not inferior to that of the lowest men scholars elected. History would prove that the keepers of the Brown Alpha had no reason to worry about the intellectual ability of its women members. Although our records are incomplete, we know that at least 2 of the 8 undergraduate women elected to the Brown chapter of Phi Beta Kappa in 1900, Martha Wilbur Watt and Inez Luann Whipple Wilder, were to go on to distinguished careers as professors at Wheaton College and Smith College, respectively. And the 9th woman elected that year served as president of Mount Holyoke College, Mary Emma Woolley, an alumna of the class of 1894. Is substantially the same form as the original medal of the Alpha of Virginia. On the front, to the left, the medal bears the Greek letters Phi Beta Kappa, the initials, as you know, of Philosophia Biou Kybernetes, literally, philosophy, the helmsman of life, philosophy, the guide of life. In the upper left corner, 3 stars symbolize the aims of the society: friendship, morality, and literature. An index hand in the lower right corner symbolizes aspiration. And on the back, the letters SP represent the Latin words Societas Philosophia. Above this inscription and to the left is engraved the historic date 1776, the founding of the society, the first chapter of the College of William and Mary. Below these inscriptions are engraved the name of the member and the date of initiation. The Brown key, originally closely